What is going on? On How's it going? This is Anthony Casado's Real Estate Investment Junkies. I am here with another podcast episode. It's been fun making these, to be honest. It's been dope. If this is your first time, this is REI Junkies. We talk all things. I'm gonna take this off, bro. Sorry, I'm not digging that. It's a pop filter, but if you hear me, whatever. All right, so. REI Junkies, where we talk all things real estate investing, wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, wraps, Airbnb, all that. We break it all down. Not break it all down. Yeah, we sometimes break it all down. I break it all down sometimes. I'm a new real estate investor. I haven't been in the game for too long, but I'm a student of the game, and I just thought I'd, make a podcast about what I love doing the most, and that's real estate. And so, and I just thought I'd also return the favor because my first time hearing about real estate investing was on a podcast. And so I always kind of had the idea in the back of my mind that I was going to make a podcast. So here we are. Yeah. Make sure you show some love, hit that like, hit that subscribe, do all that cool stuff. But yeah, let's break it down. So today I want to go over how I came across my first Subto deal. My first creative finance deal. For those of you that don't know what a Subto deal is, it's basically taking over somebody's mortgage payment and buying the house that way. Instead of going out to get a loan to pay off another loan, you just take over the loan that's already currently in place with the same interest rate. It's just that, your name won't be on the loan, but your name will be on the deed. So yeah. But yeah, let's break it down. This particular deal, so it was my first deal, and it was actually a hybrid deal. So this hybrid, meaning it was a combination of a seller finance and a Subto deal. Seller finance, for those of you that don't know, is just when somebody owes nothing to the mortgage company, and you set up terms in order for you to make installments up until the purchase price is finished as a whole. Hope that made sense. I don't know if that made sense. If it didn't make sense, I break it down in another video. Or you can just go on YouTube, search up seller finance. What does it mean? It'll tell you right there. But this one was a hybrid deal, so it was a mixture of a Subto and a seller finance. So it was, so I paid I pay a portion of the payment to the bank that is currently having the mortgage in place, and I pay some of that payment directly to the seller finance note. And yeah, I hope I didn't lose anybody there, but yeah, it's a hybrid deal at the end of the day. And how I got the lead, it was a referral from my uncle that was having a friend that was wanting to sell her rental, which was a condo. And for those of you that probably do know, condos have high HOA fees. And so right from the get-go, it didn't look like an attractive thing to pursue. But, I went ahead and called, obviously, and seller was breaking down what she wanted out of it, and I was like, okay. And she really wanted an in-person appointment. She wanted to see what, obviously I look like, and catch a vibe, I guess, to see kind of, what if we can make a deal happen. And so I met up with them, husband and wife, really cool, amazing couple. At the time I had like 5 deals in the pipeline that were like almost to the finish line. That one being, I had like 3 or 4 under contract or something like that. I had like 3 under contract, and then those 3 fell apart, and then this one was like the last one on the list. It was like, I'm not thinking much of it. But I went and obviously set the appointment. We went ahead and met up at the unit. I brought my kid with me. I brought one of my kids because if I bring both of them, they're gonna be too crazy at the appointment. But yeah, I brought the youngest one, the quieter one. So he was cool. Maybe helped me seal the deal, but we basically agreed on a hybrid deal, and I broke everything down to them because they didn't want cash. At first, I offered them cash, cash until you know, um, cash. You always offer cash before. Obviously, cash is king. Who wants payments over a lump sum? Not many, right? So, I went. We I broke it down to them like, hey, look, this is what everybody's gonna offer you as a cash deal. It does need a little bit of work, not too much, but the thing is, it's a condo, and the HOA fees they're gonna get in the way of a cash flow, if any cash flow, and so I can, I've taken a look. I've had already, asked her for, or we were negotiating, and I was like, well, how much do you pay per month? And she told me how much she paid per month, and then I already knew what it would rent for. And so I kind of did some quick numbers. I was like, hey, what would you be opposed to the idea of me making payments to you, giving you a down payment, but giving you your purchase price? What's your purchase price? And so she she told me that she wanted Zillow, whatever Zillow had on there. So the Zillow was 150, and I was offering her like 60,000. So we were pretty far apart on numbers, right? And I was like, okay, look, I'm gonna go and sit down, but look, let's assume that the numbers do work in her favor. Would you, you know, would you want to create a win-win situation where, um, I give you a down payment and then I make monthly payments along the way for you? And she was, and she was like, for how long? And then that's when we negotiated a balloon. We ended up negotiating a balloon at 10 years, and so got a 10-year balloon on it. Purchase price of 150, and yeah, it was pretty dope. Um, it ended up cashing. It didn't cash flow much, but at the end of the day, it was my first deal. I had some cash ready to go, and it just worked out, And I saw the opportunity. I had I obviously could have probably marketed it as a wholesale deal and made a flat fee from it. But I wanted to, at the end of the day, I want to build wealth in this game, and so I took the opportunity. The purchase price wasn't high. The biggest risk I had um, in my mind was like, oh, the due on sale. Everybody, obviously, if you've never done a Subto deal, you're going to be scared of the due on sale clause. Um, if you're not, then yeah, you a dog. But obviously I had the due on sale clause in the back of my mind, and I'm like, okay, um, worst case scenario, their mortgage was like 30,000, give or take, left on the mortgage at a 3.5% interest rate. And so I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I owe the bank 30 grand. I could do that. Like I can live with that. It's not a $400,000 note that's gonna dawn upon me. So I was like, let's do it. Let's buy this deal. Get some cash flow going. Not much cash flow, but the more I wanted to gain the experience rather than the cash flow. The cash flow is really nothing. I wanted to gain the experience of actually touching and feeling this actual asset that is mine. That I bought through Subto, which is dope. Um, and so yeah, I want to go ahead and break down the numbers. Um, we ended up locking up the deal, and then went through the whole process. I hired a TC. Shout out Niles, helped me with the whole thing. He's part of Subto, and yeah. Hold on, let me see. See you guys. So yeah, I hope everybody sees this. I sent it to my email, but yeah, deal breakdown. Um, Purchase price was 150,000. Uh, the remaining mortgage at 3.5% interest. I think it was 3.5%. It was somewhere low like that. And this is the time when interest rates were starting to rise. They were already at like 6%. So I was like, oh, that 3.5% looks real good. Um, Yeah, that had a remaining balance of like around 30. I think it was like 32, but for, to keep numbers easy, we'll do around 30, right? Seller finance note was the 110 because um, right here, cash to seller was 10K. We negotiated on a down payment of 10K. I really wanted it at 5. I'm still working on my negotiating skills. But yeah, I really wanted it at 5. But nonetheless, cash to seller 10K with a 10-year balloon. The closing costs estimated to be or like 5K, and then the reno, really all it needed was carpet and paint, and that's it. And so we budgeted a renovation of 3K. It went a little bit over, not gonna lie. But yeah, all in 18,000. Okay. So I'm all in this deal 18,000 with a 3.5%. So I'm all in this thing 18K with a 3.5% when the mortgage rates were going for like 6 or 7. So I got this this deal at 3.5%, owed 30K on it. Seller finance note 0%. This was key, because we're setting up a note for 110,000, give or take, at 0%. Right. This is what's beautiful. This is what's beautiful about creative finance is that you can negotiate this stuff. So it's just she wanted her price, so we got it at 0%. I'm already paying interest on the mortgage, anyways. So that's something I could deal with, and and she didn't want me to pay for 30 years. They were retiring in 10 years, so we just put a 10-year balloon. It worked. It just worked out perfect. And so basically, for those of you that don't know what a balloon is that at the end of 10 years, I would owe her the remaining amount of this, the 110K. That's what the balloon is. So in 6 years, this is when this mortgage stops paying, right? I'll be done in 6 years with this, 5.5 now. And yeah. So I'll be done with this payment in 6 years. So I'll have 4 years of more cash flow. And if rents go up, obviously, in the next 6 years, then I'll have more cash flow than the predicted amount, which is, we'll get to that. Okay, so a 10-year balloon, not bad, pretty decent. Obviously you want to go for that 30-year and just have it done, have the note be for 30 years, but 10 years cool. So I'm all in 18K. PITI was 550, give or take. Seller finance payment, we set it up at 250 a month. So it was 200 something. I forget what it was. I could check, but I'm too lazy. So, but it was around there. 550 PITI, 250 for the monthly payment directly to the seller. So seller is getting 250 a month every month on the dot with that 10K directly to seller, right? Cash to seller, 10K plus 250 per month every month for 10 years. Nonstop. Boom, boom, boom. Who's paying that? Not me. My tenant is, right? So that's how it goes. HOA, this is the turnoff. It's 300 and can't do nothing about it. Condos, HOA, they're high. What can you do? And then the estimated capex is like 150. I just took it from 10% of what it rents for, which is 1,500, right? So I'm all in. Every month I'll have to pay $1,250, but I'm not paying that. My tenant is, and so at $1,250 for a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath condo in a nice little neighborhood is pretty good. Rents for minimum of 1,500. I could get 16, but yeah, I'm renting it for 1,500. The total cash flow is 250 a month, and if you do the numbers, 18K. So yeah, 250 times 12 months would be around, that's 3K, I think, exactly. And so the cash on cash return is around 16%. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. But I mean, if you're comparing it to the stock market, you know, The only thing about this is I wouldn't probably. But I mean, who knows? I could, if I build enough relationships in this industry, I could potentially have a private money partner, but it's very slim. The numbers are slim on this. But it was my first deal, so I'm proud of it. Whatever. So, um, you know, yeah, that's the breakdown. 16% cash on cash return. And yeah, we we made it happen. At the end of the day, 16%, it was cool. At the end of the day, the 250 a month isn't too much. But what I gained from that, experience was me, having the proof of concept of creative finance. Like, I can run numbers. I can, negotiate terms. I can break down what a balloon payment is to a seller. I can't, it gave me proof of concept for a whole different thing. I mean, for a whole new world, and it let. I had to come out of pocket for this one. Luckily, I had the cash available, and um, you know, creative finance. In the future, I want to build enough relationships to not come out of pocket in the future, and so this was more of a proof of concept. I came out of pocket for this one. Moving forward on these next deals, I'm negotiating better. Getting a better spread, getting a better cash on cash return, getting more cash flow, having more exit strategies. The whole world opens up after this, and yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deal breakdown. Let me know if I missed anything, because this was kind of off top, and I don't know if I missed any numbers, or said anything wrong. Honestly, I don't think I did. But yeah, that's what it was. It was cool. The whole process was cool. I kind of documented it on my Instagram. Little tidbit videos. I should have made a long form video, but whatever. Editing is tough. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Creative finance or not. Let me know if y'all are anti creative finance, or just like, oh, you're dumb for putting that money into that. Cool. Let me know. I'll see you on the next one. REI Junkies. We'll see ya.